One take got a real special guest. Definitely a good guy. Definitely in real estate. So we had to bring him through. For the people that might not know you, let them know who we got.
All right. Hey, I'm Ivan Alfaro. I'm an affordable housing developer. So I help people build wealth and also help people transform their lives through real estate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we gonna go right into it. Where you from originally?
Chicago, man.
Oh yeah,
We brothers.
yeah. I'm from Chicago too. So yeah, that's why I had to bring you through. So
yeah.
what part of Chicago did you grow up in?
Over in Lakeview.
Okay.
But I moved around every 6 to 12 months, which is actually what inspired the affordable housing because I got affected by gentrification. My family did. So how could I transform that pain for other people into gain? Yeah.
So that's a good catchphrase though.
Yeah.
So that's good. So how was it growing up, like grammar school years for you?
Grammar school, I got bullied a little bit, as most kids, you know. Short guy, so it wasn't that easy all the time. And then transitioning schools every year or so, had to make new friends. And so that was a little bit painful too, not having those long-term friends. But it had me get that thick skin that is so useful, especially us, the family from Chicago, right? We gotta have thick skin.
Yeah, you gotta have thick skin because they crazy though.
Yeah.
Did you find any of your friends on Facebook?
On Facebook, like when I was in high school or something?
Or like grammar school?
Grammar school? Oh, no.
Okay, bad, yeah. I felt a lot. That's why I said that. What high school did you go to?
I went to, the first one was Amundsen and then Roosevelt.
You went to Amundsen?
Yeah.
Oh, you went to Roosevelt? Roosevelt bad.
Yeah.
Damn. Big shout out to both of those because I used to live on the north side. I used to live like in that area.
Oh, cool.
So, man.
So we maybe missed each other.
Yep. So I already know Roosevelt. My cousin went to Roosevelt. Bad as hell.
Yeah.
So how was that? Amundsen was kind of cool.
Right? You know, I got a blessing when the first year I went over there. And I'm glad you brought up that question because I forget about this story all the time. One dude, was, you get the straw and they get the wet piece of paper in the straw right in my face, you know?
Well,
the back of my head, I should say. At Roosevelt, actually.
Oh, yeah, they with the stuff.
So I told the man, do that one more time. And I got gully with him, man. He did it again one more time. I got up, pushed my desk out the way. And I walked up to him and jabbed him across the temple, bro.
Yeah, they ain't mess with you after that.
Yeah.
No.
So it's kind of helpful that happened the first year.
Damn, yeah. I used to always hang around there. Like my cousin used to hang around there, by Sunnyside. And, Yeah, so I already know how it go around there. So that's good. So after high school, where did you go?
After high school, actually, right around 18, shortly after I graduated, came down to Atlanta.
Damn.
Yeah, my mom, she got tired of the cold. I followed her down here. It's a great decision that she made, and I followed her down too because there's so much opportunity in Atlanta, Georgia. Like most houses are a lot more expensive in Chicago versus back then in 2006.
Yeah.
You could start to generate wealth here and stuff like that.
Yeah.
After I came, my mom she actually was able to sell her house. She saved up for a house back in Chicago for 10 years.
Yeah.
And then so she sold that. When we came down here, she had a little pocket change to start an internet cafe. So she and I were partners.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Big shout out to your mom, man.
Yeah.
You know she's going to see this.
Been a big help to me for sure.
Yeah.
My first seed investor in a business. And so that was my version of college, I'd call, because I learned a lot. The business didn't do so well. I didn't know, you shouldn't be putting an internet cafe in a medical area.
Yeah.
So I learned, you got to have research, the environment, have a hustle, degree of hustle like you. You're getting up at 4 a.m., even earlier than that.
Yeah.
And, that sort of hustle is required when you're having a business. And you got to keep an eye on cash flow and all this stuff. So that was my kind of 1-year version of college. After that, I went to create websites. Even before the internet cafe, I had a experience in websites since I was 12. Yeah, so it was a little bit independent growing up. I'm probably going too far into that answer.
No, it's no time limit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Shit, I want people to listen. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because it definitely could inspire some people. Because I'm saying, that's why I ain't even say nothing. I'm just over here listening to you, So that's good. So did you go to college?
No, I didn't.
Damn, so now you got to break it down to the viewers. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people probably think you got to go to college to be in real estate or to be successful.
Nah, I actually transitioned into it from websites. So I was in the IT world. So I learned how to build websites since I was 12. So,
that's dope.
You know, when I was online gaming, we had a group, a little gaming group. And so at some point I got mentored by one of the group members on how to build websites. So yeah, I was lucky to have that. And then at some point they also added a little curriculum in I think Roosevelt, to where you could learn how to build websites too. So that just added to it. So I always try to encourage, you know, youth especially, like learn a career as early as you can, because your muscle memory is that much more stronger. You could always fall back to that in case things go rough. Like even if it's a simple job, like but somewhat advanced, I don't know, like a butcher.
Right. You got to learn how to cut the meat a certain way.
Yeah, like if you have that, let's say a real estate deal goes bad or something, you could just jump back to that for a month and come back to real estate. Like there's been times where a deal went wrong in real estate since I left my job, and I did detour, you know, drove for Lyft for a few weeks or something.
Yeah.
But the good thing is, 90% of my year, I'm still controlling my entire schedule. Not a lot of people could say that.
Nope. So it's about availability. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So no, that's good.
I think most millionaires have even 9 income streams minimum.
Yeah.
So they always have fallbacks to the fallbacks to the fallbacks.
Yeah, I thought that's what somebody told me. He said at least 7.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's hard. Sometimes I sit back and try to think. Right now I don't get 7. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I'm working on 7.
Yeah, you'll get to it. I mean, everybody it's a progression, right? It's not like they make it seem on YouTube sometimes like, I'm an overnight success and that's it. It's a wrap.
Yeah, a lot of people do try to say that, but when the camera cut off, it's still real life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So. Like for me, even to leave my job, it took a while. Like I had to get real estate investment education in my 20s. I procrastinated for years on the education.
Yeah.
I could have done it a lot sooner, because here's the funny thing, and I also have a book that covers this too. Like
you're an author too.
Yeah, I'm an author too.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's what's
we got to get each other's books, bro.
Yeah. Yours on Amazon?
Yeah.
Mine's too, yeah.
Okay, sweet.
So that's lit.
Let's exchange links and also throw it in the description.
Oh, facts.
Yeah. But the thing with, it was in my late 20s, I was able to leave my job in 27. And that was I got a $180,000 payout for one of my properties, man. And you think that'd be it. You're set for life, right? But no. The thing I learned is that you constantly got to be like having partners, raising capital, because 180 will give you 4 flips, maybe, fix and flip properties. And that's where you have to be recycling all the time. So even if that was enough, it's not technically, because you got to scale up the operation to like 10 to 20 fix and flips.
Yeah.
At this point, though, I've decided, like a few years after leaving my job and doing some self-work, like just focusing entirely on affordable housing, multifamily, like rental properties.
Yeah.
That's
good.
So that's passive, not as much work as fix and flip properties too. Like you almost have to like sleep at the properties to make sure the contractors move it quick.
So you did that before?
Yeah, I did that too.
Yeah, because I think I was doing like looking into it before. They were saying you could buy a property, you got to stay in it for at least a year or something, right?
Oh yeah, that's another approach. Kind of like the slow burn of valuation, and you could do the work slowly over that year.
Yeah. To
get that appreciation and then sell it. Yeah. I've done a variation of that too.
How many properties you ever had at once?
So at the biggest, I was a part of, because I had partners, 63 units total.
Damn.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of work.
If you have the biggest one was in Decatur. There was a partner that took the majority of that. At this point, we sold that property, so we're down to 25.
Yeah. Damn. So.
Yeah.
So you will have that going on, and then you will still have other stuff going on too.
I mean, at this point, that's like 90% of what I focus on, and also raising capital.
Yeah.
So my investors could get passive returns without having to do anything.
Damn. Oh yeah. So that's a blessing that you know that. There's a lot of people that don't know those skills. Like I was telling her, I did a lady who did real estate before. Shout out to her. But I was telling her like I never owned. You know what I'm saying? Just rent my whole life in Chicago. You know they really. Our area, they didn't teach us that.
Yeah.
So, that's why I'm like, it's a blessing that you knew that coming from Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Them dudes over there, shout out to them, my brothers, but they probably don't even own no cribs. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of them probably don't,
Yeah. It's also subject of our education system, right?
Yeah.
They're teaching us 2 + 2 instead of how to make some real dough.
There you go. So break it down. It might be somebody out there that want to make some real dough. Let them know.
Okay. So one investment principle is that higher risk equals higher returns. But higher risk, obviously, is higher risk. So you gotta be careful with it.
Yeah.
Like have as much education as you can. So a simple way to think about it is in Chicago. What's the area we both know is the worst of the worst?
South and west.
So that's the highest risk, but that's likely where you could find the cheapest properties.
Oh,
so you can get the cash flow like nasty.
Yeah.
So another area here in Georgia would be 2 hours away is Columbus, Georgia. So a military-based city. It's like a secondary market. So properties are really still cheap.
Yeah.
You could buy 14 units for $290,000. I saw a deal just yesterday.
Damn. So okay, now break that down. You said 290.
290.
How would they get that 290? Because I'm sure it's not 290 cash.
Okay. So in the limited time we got to cover, I would say there's 2 ways you could do. Well, combination of 2 ways. Number 1, raise the capital. Somebody got some uncle with some serious bag.
Yeah.
So just raise it from him or her, your auntie. And just that may take building some rapport, by the way. You don't want to just straight up be like, "Hey, uncle, drop me $300,000, dog."
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
So that takes some. It's almost like dating, right? You got to get rapport. Don't just straight up ask, "Hey, let's do this." So that's one way. Just get the cash.
Yeah.
Another way is to do a combination of finance and raise the down payment. So
would that be like 10%, right?
Yeah, 10, 20%. I would recommend raising 30. That way you have a little reserve also.
Yeah.
So the down payment, you get the closing costs, and then you have a little bit for maintenance too.
Yeah.
Most lenders for that sort of commercial property will give you even the repair budget too.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not hard as people think. I thought it was really hard.
Nah, I mean, there's some things you could try to get ahead of, but it's really like A to B to C. Like it's not very complex work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's good. So when you're not doing real estate, what you doing?
I'm not doing real estate. Doing stuff like this. I used to have a lot more podcast episodes. I have one called From Pain to Gain.
Yeah.
Where I do a deep dive into pain because I think that's what holds us up from moving in progress. Like, oh man, I'm so ashamed, especially when that internet cafe went down, man.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm such an idiot. And I just sat in that, I'm such an idiot, instead of acting, you know, making some gain out of it, observing what I did wrong, reflecting on it. Like, that's I think what separates somebody that's kind of immature, kind of more on the low scale, and somebody that's kind of been through the ringer a little bit. Like, oh, this is about to go down. I can see this weeks or months away.
Yeah.
Now I could maneuver around it, like that French Montana song. Maneuver.
Hey, you cool, man. I definitely rock with you, Alan. You know what I'm saying? So it might be somebody out there inspired by what you're talking about. So, you know, give them a positive message.
Positive message, man. Don't let your background, your past control what you're at now. Like, also don't shun it. Because I did that mistake before too. Don't throw it down your stomach like it didn't ever happen. Like one thing from Chicago I'll get into real quick. I, over therapy sessions, realized my father emotionally abandoned me through his alcohol addiction. My brother, he was young, and so he kind of physically abandoned because he didn't want to be around the household. Yeah. You can't blame him for that. But in my mind as a child, I realized, oh wow, I saw my father as my first primary father, but then my brother was essentially older than me. It was kind of like my secondary father figure. That's some real shit.
Yeah.
Especially for a child to perceive. Now I could reflect on that and see how that makes my choices today, how I behave based on that. Yeah. And now I could, instead of letting that subconscious nonsense control me and my decisions and being kind of like in a, let's say, poverty cycle or shame cycle, I'm more aware and now I can make moves in life. So don't let your background control you, but also reflect on it so it doesn't control you also.
Yeah, that's real, man. That's real. So, you know, I ain't going to hold up too much of your time. I know you're busy, man. You're making real estate deals, man, you know. So tell these people how to follow you.
All right. We'll throw the link on for the Instagram here in a minute.
Go say it too.
There's Pro Developer for Instagram, Pro Developer for like in terms of username for Facebook. Also, just look up my name too, Ivan Alfaro. That's ALFARO, and my website for my company is commonwalk.com. So check it out. And I'll be glad to share more information too.
YouTube.
Oh yeah, YouTube is a Commonwealth Affordable Housing Development.
Yeah.
So there's great tips there too.
Yeah, so make sure y'all subscribe to that. And man, I think we came up with something viral, bro.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna ask you one last question.
Sure.
Best pizza in Chicago.
Oh, man, that's dangerous, bro.
I mean, I got views from everywhere, but they always ask me about Chicago pizza. We both from the crib, so what's your favorite one?
The Illuminati's deep dish.
I don't think I never had that.
You never been to Illuminati's?
Where's that?
Oh man, there's got like 5 locations throughout. So check it out next time.
I've been to one in Hyde Park, I think.
Okay.
But I ain't had deep dish.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It's Giordano's for me.
Giordano's, okay, cool. Classic.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.